Welcome to the Middle-Raged podcast, where your hosts, Adam and Keith, get a bit cross about stuff that really doesn't matter. Bless them. Oh, and we should probably warn you that things can be a bit sweary at times.
Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the Middle-Raged podcast with me, Adam Eccles, and my co-host, Keith A. Pearson.
Morning.
Morning.
Our usual brand of levity and enthusiasm.
There we go. Have you heard any high-pitched whining sounds lately? It's just, out in the wild. Yeah, it's because it's December. You know, they've dragged Mariah Carey out of her vampire bat cave, and she's making those high-pitched frequencies again. So
that song, I mean, when the first couple of times, I mean, whatever your views on Christmas, that song, when you first hear it, typically in November these days, you think, oh, okay, yeah. And
August.
Then by sort of the first, maybe second week of December, honestly, you just want to stick needles in your ears.
Yeah, Christ almighty. I have to... my policy is noise-cancelling headphones when I'm in Tesco's in December. It's just... untenable otherwise.
I mean, thankfully, I say thankfully, it's not so thankful for the shops, but I try to avoid shops in December.
I definitely do. Yeah, it's the worst time of the year to go shopping. But anyway, and Merry Christmas.
There's a good time?
No, there's not really. Well, 3 a.m. maybe in August. Sunday.
That's breaking and entering.
Oh yeah, right. Well,
frowned upon.
So here we are again, middle-raged,
yes.
And we've had some shout-outs from folks. Thank you very much for those. We asked for people to share the podcast to their followers and friends and family and enemies and all of that sort of thing. So we've had a few. And we promised to give them a little roasting.
Yes, gentle, but
something to amuse them, probably. Or what was it? We're gonna characterize.
When you say amuse, I thought the brief was offend.
Oh shit! Right,
I've very much gone down the offend route.
Oops. Okay. Well, they'll be all right. Yeah, we don't talk about offending.
So this is basically us, based on a name alone, deciding what type of character this individual would be in one of our novels.
In a book, yeah. So
and we never promised that this would be a likable character, did we?
No, absolutely not. You could be a bad guy, you could be a murderer, you could be a victim, or a love interest, or anything in between, right? Or an NPC, somebody who's just working in the butchers. So it's up to you. Which one you
working as a waitress in a cocktail bar?
Absolutely,
that much is true.
Yeah.
In fact, I think we got off to quite a good start, didn't we? Because I think we've had 5, and we didn't anticipate that. So,
thank you very much.
If you're listening, I hope you're listening. Simon Norfolk and Adrian Letchford, you're on the reserve list for the next episode.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would have gone pretty much half the episode just doing this. So you'll have to wait for your roasting, chaps. But rest assured, it might be worth waiting.
It'll be in the post, yeah. All right. So let's get on with our coffee roasting section.
Yes.
So first on the list, Sue Thor. Thank you very much. So Sue, an absolute super fan. And
a very lovely person, I would add.
Indeed.
And it breaks my heart that we have to do this.
Yeah, such is life.
Yeah, but Sue, she took a punt, put it out there.
Yeah,
we cannot be responsible for what comes.
No, sorry. So, do you want to go first?
Okay, so in my head, I think Sue Thor is a hard-nosed DCI in the Met. You know, the sort of Jane Tennyson type.
Right.
Never married, no kids, absolutely dedicated to the job. Okay, can you see that?
Yes, sort of very crafted hairstyle.
Yes.
You know,
sharp
short.
suits.
Yeah.
Questionable hygiene.
Fair enough.
Okay. Now, you know how almost every detective in a novel or a TV drama they're either a functioning or recovering alcoholic.
That's definitely, yeah.
I mean, it's just such a trope now.
Yeah.
I've come at this at a slightly different angle. So, DCI Thor, she has her own demons. A lifelong addiction to Ginster's pasties. And this goes back to her days at police training college, where she was consuming as many as 4 a day.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. So and she gained a lot of weight, and that has created some sort of PTSD.
Oh dear.
And as a consequence, you know how in books and dramas and stuff that whenever these alcoholic detectives have to go into a pub with their colleagues, it's someone's birthday or they've cracked a case or whatever.
Yes. Right.
Our DCI Thor, she cannot enter a petrol station or a mini mart.
Right.
Just in case anyone says, "Do you want anything, Gov?"
Put me down for a pasty, yeah. Fair enough.
So,
I mean, I do like a pasty myself, to be honest. Not necessarily Ginsters, though. See, I lived in Penzance for a while. And
proper pasties.
Yeah, proper pasties was a thing. I haven't had one of those for, I don't know, 25 years, though, so, yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's time. But just be careful, they're very addictive. Just ask DCI Thor.
They put cocaine in them.
Wow, I'm going to Penzance if that's what they're up to.
Right.
Straight after this.
Get in. Nice.
So what did you come up with for Sue Thor?
Well, so I thought Sue Thor was a receptionist at the local GP surgery. Very quiet, understated, seemingly benign, but not really, right? Because she has access to everyone's medical history. You know, it's all right there. She knows everybody and knows what's wrong with them. And she has to give out the prescription. So for a bit of fun, she's been altering the prescriptions here and there. You know, a little bit of Viagra in the pot when instead of something else, you know, just for a bit of fun. And then she just sits and waits, watching for what happens. She never married again, sorry, Sue. But she lives with her ailing mother and tends to her needs. And her addiction, in my case, is true crime TV shows and books. And podcasts, I suppose, as well. And that has given her lots of ideas and you know, for nefarious things. She's plotting in the background. It's quiet, you know, you don't know. Maybe in this book she's not going to do anything, but in a future sequel she could be coming out and being the actual killer. She drives a little old faded blue Renault Clio.
Oddly specific.
Yeah, with rust patches, but it's all right. It's past the MOTs, it's fine.
Oh, good.
And she has an allotment down by the canal, and you know, if you were to look in detail amongst those carrots and parsnips and everything, you might find a few poison plants growing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That took a very dark turn.
Sue Thor. So
okay, so Sue, down to you. Which one would you prefer, hard-nosed DCI or
receptionist?
Frankly, evil receptionist with
true crime addiction.
Yeah, there you go.
I think I prefer the pasties myself.
We don't even know if the real Sue likes a pasty, but there we go.
Yeah, you never know.
Right, so who's next on the list?
We've got Gabe Sasso. So I'll go.
Our one and only listener from across the pond.
Yes. Well, there might be others, but they don't tell us. So if you are in the Americas, let us know.
Or anywhere for that matter.
Indeed, actually. I think I saw some download in Saudi Arabia or something. Was that?
Oh, really?
I think so.
I'm amazed that we're not banned over there. I'm amazed we're not banned here, to be frank.
They can't ban us. So anyway, so Gabe, I thought, well, I mean, that's a great name for a start, Gabe Sasso, right? I obviously he's minor gangland mafia boss in New Jersey circa 1972.
I love the specific. I can never say this word. The specificity. I love how specific you are.
Yes. Well, I mean, yeah. It just pings out there, right? It's pretty clear. It's circa 72. Maybe we're talking about March. But anyway, he deals with problems swiftly and cleanly, and that's led people to sort of to make this idiom about him, the Sasso principle, right? And it's if they ain't helping, they hurting.
Wow. And you've gone deep on this.
Excuse my terrible New Jersey accent. But he's married to his high school sweetheart, Marion. And she's all sweetness and light, right? To everybody. She's lovely, very pretty, but very evil to the core. She's the brains, really, of the operation. And Gabe wanted to retire from his lifelong mafia business. But as we know, you don't retire from the mafia, right? So during the early 80s, he mysteriously vanished. No trace of him was ever found, and his wife then took over the business.
Wow. Yeah. So not a happy ending for Gabe.
Sadly, well, I mean, maybe there's the off chance that he's somewhere in Sicily on a beach.
Yeah, or under a beach.
or more likely, though, yeah, sleeping with the fishes. So that's Gabe.
So I agree. I thought Gabe Sasso is a cool name. And I struggled a bit, if I'm honest, with this one, because I thought, wow, it's just such a good name. It could lend itself to literally anything. I had an alien. I had an envoy sent by God.
Nice.
But you know, the one thing that I couldn't get past was that stuck in my head is that Gabe Sasso owns a chain of high-end hair salons in and around South Yorkshire.
Lovely. That does sound like yeah.
And he hopes one day that he may well have a line of hair accessories products.
Well, yeah. You know,
that's his dream.
Vidal Sasso.
But then he loses his hands in a freak accident involving a...
That took a dark turn.
I haven't got that far.
His haircutting days are over. Wow.
Well, his anything days are over if you've got no hands, I guess.
I suppose so, yeah.
Yeah, so an unfortunate end for Gabe Sasso.
Dear. Wow.
There we go.
Fair enough.
Right, who do we have next?
Okay, so the last one on the list, Denise Manoff. Thank you very much, yes. Denise. So I thought Denise Manoff. Had to think about this for a bit, but it's pretty clear then to me that Denise is the sugar baby of rich businessmen.
Wow.
She shows up only exclusively in very, very fancy hotels, scantily clad in someone's room, you know, unexpectedly, with a mischievous grin. You know, she does what she needs to do. She gets what she needs and moves on. But what she's really doing is stealing business secrets, right? And selling. She's there with her wiles and her Rohypnol, and she's stealing the data off their laptops and selling it to competitors. So she only goes for high-end VPs or execs, none of the small fry like me. sells secrets to competitors, and she's amassing this fortune. Keeps doing this. She knows, or she thinks, she'll probably be caught one day, and end up in jail. But before that happens, she hopes to amass a massive fortune and retire to the Costa del something, with a string of shirtless men to do her bidding.
Wigan.
Wigan. Mm.
Yeah. Who wouldn't want to retire to Wigan?
Why not? With those chaps who are on the front of those romance novels where they've lost their shirts.
Oh yeah.
All of those, all of those chaps would be running around to doing her shopping and stuff.
I hope that Denise is happy with your.
I reckon.
Yeah. Mine is probably. Okay, I'm just going to go for it.
Go on.
So in my head, Denise Manoff, definitely a female, obviously female, all-star wrestler from the 80s.
Right.
Where she was so famous. I mean, she was household name. There with the sort of giant haystacks, Big Daddies.
Big Daddy, yeah, right.
Yeah, she was a trailblazer for women in the late 80s.
Nice.
Even went on to appear on chat shows like Wogan and Parkinson. So literally, she had the whole, world mapped out. Everything was going so swimmingly for Denise.
Mm.
However, during an interview on BBC Pebble Mill,
oh yes,
Denise she made a statement, a throwaway remark that she thought was funny. But it turned out that it would be the death of her career,
right.
Her popularity. And all she said was that Princess Di looked a bit like Rodney from Only Fools. Harmless, you'd have thought, but no. The backlash. I mean, the BBC received literally 7 complaints, which, as we know, is enough for the BBC.
Yes, freaking out.
Shut down a show.
Wow.
So that was the end of
career.
The tabloids got hold of it.
Oh dear. Yeah.
And the darling of the all-star wrestling scene was cast aside.
Oh,
however, that's not where Denise's story ends, because faced with near bankruptcy. And shunned from the public spotlight, she went on to forge a successful career in the adult entertainment industry. Yeah, she starred in and directed over 400 films.
Wow.
Obviously, she changed her first name from Denise to Ivanka.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Ivanka, man. Oh, Christ. Right. Sorry, Denise. But that's a good recovery.
I've gone deep on this one.
Yeah.
I think we should probably draw a line under that.
Moving on. All right. Excellent. All right. I think it's your turn first, I believe.
It's my turn to kick off. So, my rage point this week is Facebook Marketplace.
Oof.
Now, I should specify, this is not an actual rage at Facebook Marketplace. Given the option of trying to sell your unwanted tat, it's that or, eBay.
eBay,
the robbing bastards, they want
PayPal,
10%, I think it is, or whatever.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Whereas, at the end of the day, Marketplace, it's free to use. So, it's not a dig. And I have got rid of a lot of tat. I've also acquired a lot of tat, it must be said.
Right, fair enough, yeah.
So, this is not a dig at Marketplace itself. I guess this is the biggest problem. When you actually boil it down, most problems are down to humans, aren't they? So,
there you go, yeah.
My rage point is really the people who use Facebook Marketplace.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
So, let me just start off by saying that this was triggered. It's been building for a while, and it's been simmering. I guess we've all, anyone who's used Marketplace will have this sort of simmering anger and resentment.
Yeah.
But we all keep going back to it. But last week I found a shirt in my wardrobe that I'd purchased for an event back in the spring, I think it was, that never actually happened.
Okay.
I thought, okay. And I tried it on. I didn't actually like it very much.
Right.
Obviously, it's too late to send it back. Still had the label on.
Right.
So I paid £39 for this shirt.
Okay.
So I stuck it on Marketplace for a tenner. Just,
Right,
get rid of it.
fair enough. Okay.
Still got the labels on. Brand new shirt, to all intents and purposes. And I put in the description. I could not have been more specific. I put the size on there. I put a picture of the label showing the size. I said cash only. I said collection only. I put my postcode in there. I mean, all the information that you could possibly want.
What colour was it?
Black.
Oh, well then, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah. So there's nothing here. And within, I think, probably 2-3 hours. I mean, immediately. I don't know if you sell a lot on Marketplace, but you will instantly get scammers come out the woodwork.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, one of the most common ones is where they say, "Oh, I really want this. Can I send a courier for it?"
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how it works, but essentially, it's they want access to something or other. I think it's more prevalent with things like mobile phones and high ticket items.
Yes.
But so you've got to go through the scammers, but then. I can kind of... I don't like scammers. I think they're absolute scum of the earth. But
Indeed.
then you have the absolute fuckwits who just...
Yeah, there we go.
What size is it?
Yeah, right.
Right. There's a picture of the label, mate, okay? And it says in the description, okay? So, read the fucking description.
Yes.
That's the first one. People who don't read the description, and then you get, will you post it? Will you post it? And this is a succession of, will you post it? No.
God.
It says in there, collection only. Why, when I'm selling a shirt for £10, would I go to the trouble of packaging it up, taking it to the post office, standing in a queue, catching God knows what from God knows who, and then...
yes.
My time has a value.
Indeed.
And it's more than 10
more
quid.
Than 10 quid.
If you want it, come and fucking get it.
Yes.
Which is why I say collection. And then you get, will you take a £5?
Oh. God. Yeah.
No. What? It's a brand new shirt that costs £39. Why would I take a £5?
Yeah. That's just... So, yeah. I haven't used Facebook Marketplace myself, but there's a similar thing in Ireland called adverts.ie, which is basically the same sort of situation. And you get all these people looking for a discount. In fact, to the point where I was selling a load of tools and stuff a few years ago, and I didn't want people knowing where I lived, so I put the local petrol station as the meeting place. That worked out a bit better, actually. It was just down the road, but anyway, they always want a deal, right? If you say 10, they want 5. If you say 50, they want 45 or whatever. So that's what's it called? The Black Friday sort of psychology, that actually, if we say this is discounted.
Yeah.
Even if it isn't, right? Like if it was 15 quid last week, and now it's Black Friday, and then we say no, it's down to 10 or something, but actually it was always 10 in the whatever.
It was artificially inflated 6 weeks prior.
Yeah, exactly. So it's that's what people want, but it's just read the fucking descriptions. Isn't it easier to actually just read the thing that's on the phone in front of you? Like maybe move your eyes 0.1 of a millimeter and you'll see it, rather than sending a message, tapping out a message, probably with bad spelling, I would imagine, and then waiting for a reply. Like, what's the fucking
Here's the other thing you get. You get the message that comes through, is this still available?
Oh, yeah.
Well, if it wasn't, then why would I leave it on there?
Yeah.
So idiots can just constantly harass me.
Yes.
Of course it's still available. So say, yes, it's still available.
Yeah.
And that's it. Silence.
Then they'll never
Hear from them again.
Yeah.
I mean, are there people who just sit around who are just curious? They just want to know if something is available or not.
Is it still available, by the way? Because I like black
It's still
shirts.
available, yes. And it's still collection only, and it's still £10.
Right.
And it's still black, and it's still the same size.
If I'm ever in your neck of the woods, I might try it on.
Yeah, if you bid me £7,
seven.
we're never talking again.
Probably, I don't think it will fit me.
It's just painstaking. It
is painful.
But again, it's not the medium. It's not the marketplace itself. It's the people that use it. I understand, people. Everyone wants a deal, don't they? So why not chance your arm? But there comes a point where you're looking at something and going, yeah, that's already a fairly good price. Do I really want to, insult someone?
Yeah, I don't bother. Like, I'm kind of the person who will just pay what it says, and just because I don't want the human interaction.
I don't mind a bit of haggling, but I mean, it depends on the item and obviously the price of it. But for a shirt that's brand new for a tenner, I wouldn't have the temerity.
Yeah, it's not worth the effort. Yeah.
No, I just think, oh my God, that's actually embarrassing. I mean, how much are you going to haggle? £2?
£2. You pay me, and I'll take it off your hands.
Yeah, just. But unfortunately, marketplace does have its fair share of these people.
Oh yes.
It's a price you pay for not having to chip in 10% of.
I suppose. Well, no, eBay is pretty. I was selling a car a couple of years back, and you get all of those idiots as well. Actually, I was inundated with people trying to buy my car before, but I thought I'd struggle to sell it, but it went very quickly. So yeah, and the what I really hate is sites where they make you put a phone number. And then your phone is ringing every 5 seconds. Is that still available? Like, that's even worse than the emails, I reckon. Fucking bastards actually ringing. Yeah,
isn't it things like auto? When did I sell a car last? Beginning of the year,
right?
And that's an experience, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, but weirdly, you find that I've had less wasters selling a car than a shirt. That is causing me more hassle, and the bastard thing's still hanging on a hanger in my wardrobe. So all of this stress and this hassle and these idiots that keep harassing me, and the thing still hasn't sold. I wouldn't have mind, I could put up with it if I'd have actually sold it in the end, but it's still there, and the arseholes are still harassing me.
Right. So, listeners, if you want some of Keith's DNA on a shirt, then you know what to do.
Get yourself on marketplace. Just don't ask me to deliver it.
No, collection only.
Collection only.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, that is. I don't. This is probably why I've got a house full of junk, and I don't bother trying to sell stuff because it's just too much of a pain in the arse.
There does come a point where you think, is it less hassle? Is it less stressful just to put it in the bin?
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about everyone wants to recycle, no one wants to throw shit around, throw stuff away needlessly. But it's you've got to endure this sort of stuff. Even free stuff. I mean, when we moved home a couple of years ago, put a load of stuff up there for free, no money.
And you still get people.
If you want this thing, and you would still get people come through saying, I can't collect it for 2 weeks. Will you hold on to it? You're like, did you read in the thing that this stuff has to go because we're moving house next week?
Yeah, no.
No, I will not hold on to it. Oh, can you deliver it?
God.
Oh, yes, of course. Not only will I give it away, but I will drive 30 minutes where I'll turn up at your house, no doubt find out that you're not in.
Be a dog barking.
Yeah. Will I deliver it?
No, fuck off. God, yeah. This is part of the sort of entitled culture, isn't it? It's sort of, that everyone just expects everything free and just. Yeah.
Do you know there's an idiom, isn't there? It's not an idiom. A saying that if you don't ask, you don't get. Well, fair enough, but
true. But
there are limits.
Yeah, stop taking them. my thing has always been, don't take the piss, don't be a dick. If you want something, just be reasonable.
Well, that's the trouble, though, society. We're no longer reasonable. There we go.
And this is why we're enraged.
Yeah,
bunch of bastards.
I need to let my blood pressure calm down a bit, so I don't think we should move on from Marketplace, because I can already see my phone.
Buzzing.
I've just caught out of the corner of my eye, and there's a little bubble on the screen. So
that's me asking if you take £2, just deliver it to Ireland.
Fuck off.
Okay.
So tell me what's got your caught your eye this week?
Yes, right. Well, actually, I should probably start by asking you: have you actually read and understood my privacy policy
on your website?
No, just in general life.
Oh, you have one a blanket privacy policy.
Yeah. Just and can you also confirm that you're not a robot, please?
Okay, I can confirm that I have read your privacy policy, terms of business,
right?
Your inclusivity statement,
yes,
and your modern slavery standards, and
yeah, that's one. That's a good one. Yeah,
anything and everything else that.
Okay.
I'm about to lie and say I've read and understood.
Well, I don't believe you, right? Because this is the biggest lie on the internet, right? So everybody's
That's a bold
done it.
claim.
Well, yeah, but every one of us, if you're listening to this now, I bet you haven't read the terms and conditions of the Middle Age podcast, have you?
I didn't realise we had any.
Well, we'll have to make some up.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone. Anytime you touch anything these days, you have to go and tick these boxes, right? So I have read and understood the privacy policy. Have I fuck? And I agree with the terms of service that I haven't read. So no, none of those things. But everybody clicks them, right? Yeah.
Well, in most cases, well, virtually every case, you can't do anything, can you?
Exactly. This is the thing: is unless you tick those boxes. So this is the nub of the thing, right? End user license agreements, EULAs, as we call them in the business. Everybody is blindly signing away their life on these agreements, right? And nobody, I tell you what, if anybody replies that they've actually read one of these terms of agreements or privacy policy or whatever, then you get a shout out, right? So
in full,
absolutely, yeah. The whole
I don't know. Maybe it's some sort of weird kink that people have. Maybe people get some. Have you heard of is it MSNR or MNSR? That's it. You know where people go onto YouTube and they just listen
whisper
to people
or fart or something. Yeah,
whisper or draw or something. Maybe reading these agreements gives some sort of sense of calm to people.
I don't want to look at your search history.
It's very likely, but.
Maybe. Well, so maybe.
It's not working for you, is it?
No, it just makes me fucking stressed. I mean, I've never looked at one, right? Because why would you? And yet, yes, how many have we signed up to? And probably thousands of these agreements, right? It's like when you go to Solicitor or something and you read the small print. Well, we are not reading it, and we're just ticking that box, and we don't actually know what we're signing up to. And to be honest, so I was digging into this a while ago. A journalist chap called Alex Hearn did an actual sort of feature on a study on this, and he decided that he was actually going to read all the terms of everything that he used before he would use it, right? So if he wanted to open Facebook, if Twitter, even to sign into his iPhone or whatever, there's an agreement on every one of these things.
Yeah.
And it's what did he say? It's impenetrable legalese. It's deliberately written in a way that makes it hard to read, and they in American legal things, they have this thing that the certain parts of a text must be conspicuous, and what they I think what that means is that it's sort of highlighted.
the headlines,
Yes.
the important stuff.
Yes, but what they actually do is make it all caps, or make it every word is capitalized, or like put a box around it or something. And
So
it's
shouting.
It makes it deliberately hard to read. If you look at that and you see it's like my previous rant, right? If you look at something and see a huge lump of text that's all shouting at you, you're just not going to read it. It's going to be very, very hard to actually focus and read it, right? So that's what they do. They make it hard to read because they don't really want you to know what you're signing up for.
The thing is, I guess, is what is the point? Has anyone ever opened up one of these things, read it, found a particular clause that they're not happy with, and then gone back to whoever it is and go, oh, I'm not very happy about this clause. Can we,
Yeah, that's the thing.
I'm happy to agree to everything else, but not this.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, no, you can't. That's the problem, right? It's because if you were dealing with somebody in person, if you're buying a house or something, and there was a clause there that actually this square foot of garden in the middle of the lawn, I'm going to keep that bit, right? And that's what you're signing up to. Where you'd say, well, that's bullshit, right, mate? I'm not buying get that out of the clause.
Yeah. It's a haggle, isn't it? It's you go back and forth and you find a happy medium.
Yes, but there's no option to do. You can't call up the Facebook legal department and say, actually, this bit about you owning all my data for the rest of eternity, I don't like that. Well, too bad, mate. Then piss off. That's what they're going to tell you.
Take it or leave it. Which then it makes you think, why do we have to tick all these poxy things?
Yeah.
Because we're either going to use it or we're not.
Yeah.
And if we don't tick this stuff, we can't use it.
Yeah. So it's just pushing.
It's not a negotiation, is it? It's just you're going to sign that. You're going to tick this shit, and we know you're not going to. Now, here's the thing: if they just had 5 or 6 like bullet points, right? These are the headline conditions of you using this website or buying this product or this service or whatever. The stuff that actually matters. Then people would probably look at that.
More reasonable, yeah. Burying it in this horrible legal text that's deliberately hard to read, that's just evil, right? And it's legal harassment, I suppose. Yeah. No, I mean, why not make it easy to read? It doesn't make any sense. But
I think it's probably because people would be horrified if they actually knew what they were agreeing to.
Absolutely. So so a company did another sort of test study thing here back in 2014. Say back in you think of 2014? That's nearly 10 years ago.
I know.
Christ on a bike. Okay, but anyway, so a company set up a free Wi-Fi hotspot in the heart of London's financial district in June 2014, right? But you had to tick a box and say I've agreed to the terms and conditions of using this hotspot, and they had put in there what they call a Herod clause. So in exchange for Wi-Fi, the recipient agreed to assign their firstborn child to us for the duration of eternity.
No.
Yeah. They actually put out 6 people signed up.
So how? I'm guessing they never followed through on this.
I would imagine, no, probably not, right? But they could.
But what if they did?
They could. They're within their legal rights. You've signed away I mean, I suppose if it went to court, then maybe a judge would say this is ridiculous, right? But that is.
But law is law, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you could.
You signed it. Right? You didn't. The fact you didn't read it.
This is the thing, right? So obviously that's a mad example, right? But they do put things in these agreements that are maybe less ridiculous, but still, I don't know if you I haven't read them, right? But let's say you upload a picture to a service, and now they own the rights to it, and you don't. And then they use it for their advertising campaigns or something, and you say, WTF, why are you using my picture? Well, you said we could. No, I didn't. Yeah, well, actually, if you read the terms and conditions, right, we can do what we like with your information.
You're kippered, aren't you?
Absolutely. You've got no comeback. You've signed up for so many things. I'm absolutely guilty of this, right? And nobody's read them, right? So, I suppose my rage point here is that it is deliberately opaque, deliberately hiding stuff, and there's no negotiation, there's no comeback, there's no way
There's no option.
Yeah.
That I think is the enraging bit. It is basically do this or do not use our service, product, website, app, whatever it may be.
Yeah, I mean,
it is.
You buy a Christmas present on some website and you have to sign these things, and it's like, well, does that mean that you won't actually send me? I give you money and you won't actually necessarily have to send me anything because I've read and understand the terms and conditions.
But these things, I guess they don't supersede actual law in terms of.
I don't know. I mean,
you couldn't just put in your terms and conditions. Now we've taken your money. We may or may not send whatever it is that we're supposed to send, because that then would be essentially theft, wouldn't it, or deceit, or defraud or fraud. I'm guessing you cannot use your terms and conditions to break laws. They're not a workaround.
We're allowed to murder you in your sleep, yeah.
But the use of data, I guess, is the big one, isn't it?
Definitely,
it's what
right.
they do with that stuff that they hold about you.
Yeah, I buy a cuddly toy for my kids, and they then pass on my information, my email address, my IP address, everything about me, maybe even with my physical address, to any advertising company that wants to buy it.
Or the dark web.
Indeed. And before you know it, I've got people trying to sell me, I don't know, inflatable dolls or something.
Not again. I mean, have you got enough?
Filled with helium.
No more room in the wardrobe.
Flying around. Anywho, yeah, so that's what I'm pissed off about. That's what I'm raged about. The sort of... that there's no way around this, and we are forced to live in a world run by lawyers, effectively. Because, what can you do?
You can't do anything, and that for me is the infuriating thing, because it's one of those situations. I guess you've just got to go, well, it is what it is. For me, it's like that low-key resentment that just sits there.
Yeah. Festering, yes. Yes.
Actually, the bit that annoys me more than anything else is just having to tick these bloody things. Yeah. It's not just when you buy something, a transactional agreement.
No, that's it.
Which is fair enough. Okay, you're buying something, there has to be some sort of agreement. It's when you land on a website now, there is a raft of different things that, will you... No longer is there just and this was going to be one of my rage points for another episode, but I will just touch on it. You can't just say... I agree to cookies now. There was just there used to be just a quick,
pop up,
get rid of it. But now it's like, do you want essential cookies? Do you want maintenance cookies? I mean,
I don't care.
I don't want any of it.
Shove your cookies up your ass.
And it's almost like a questionnaire just to get access to the poxy website.
I tell you that, news sites seem to be the worst, like newspapers or tech news stuff, which they flash up hundreds of things, and it's like, oh god, no, I'm not going to read it. Piss off. It's in that case, the onerousness of the interaction is too much for me, and I just swipe backwards. But yeah. And how many emails a day do you get with, we have updated our privacy policy? Don't give a fuck. I never read it in the first place. Am I going to read it now? Fucking Facebook. And I was looking at this, right? In the last week, I must have got about 6 of those. I mean, email spam is a whole different thing, right? But that is just...
Do you think it's because they're quiet? It's run up to Christmas. It's just what we're going to do. I suppose we should update our terms and conditions, and then send an email to everyone.
Yeah, I think what we can take from this, right, is that there are too many lawyers. we need to cut down on those.
That's I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, too many. Like, and you know, when somebody's a lawyer,
Too much law.
Yeah, you're supposed to be sort of, I don't know, in awe or impressed or something that somebody has become a lawyer. I just think you're a fucking twat.
If you're a lawyer listening to this, please don't sue us.
No, my
Actually, you can't, because if you've read our terms and conditions.
There you go. You can say what we like. And this is maybe fictional anyway.
Well, we say that. We may well be hearing from Denise's lawyers in the foreseeable. Defamation.
Anyway, so... that's my rage point. I don't like having to sign up for stuff that I don't actually care about, and I have not read and understood your policies.
Well raged. Well, I think have we. Oh, we've got to talk about happy stuff.
Happy endings. Yeah.
I'm just sitting there thinking, I feel a bit discombobulated now. I feel Adam's annoyed me. Not you personally, but your rage point got under my skin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go. We'll have our customary, as we are now going to call them, and we'll always call them, our happy ending.
Good stuff. So what's your happy ending, Keith?
I don't really have one, if I'm honest.
Really?
Actually, I do and I don't. So I've been feeling a bit rough this week. And it could be some new flavour of COVID.
Oh, no.
But it could be man flu.
Oh.
And as we all know, man flu is, it's quite debilitating. So for the first part of the week, I actually felt a bit crap.
Shite, yeah.
Yeah. Just achy and, just
dear.
a bit blur.
Hot bath.
And there's that thing, isn't there, when you're sort of getting there on the sort of build up, you're thinking, okay, so tomorrow, is it going to be I feel worse or better?
Yeah.
Better. It's like going to the opticians. Better with, better without. So there is that thing. You go to bed thinking, oh God, I don't want to feel worse.
Yeah,
Please let me feel a bit better.
Yeah.
And so my happy point is that yesterday I actually woke up and I felt okay.
Well, that's good. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a thing, isn't it? When you not feeling shit.
No, well, it's a big
reason
thing.
to be happy. But you do, you think, oh God, I don't want. The worst things about having colds and flu-like stuff is the coughing.
Yeah.
I can deal with the snotty bits. I can deal with the aches, but it's the coughing.
No, it's not unpleasant, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm my happy ending is I'm pleased that I seem, touch wood, there's no wood in here. There is that I seem to have escaped the worst of the lurgy.
Good stuff.
What's made Mr. Eccles happy?
So my happy ending is that just yesterday, actually, after is it 5 years and 5 and a bit years, I think, I have just sold my 30,000th book.
Yay!
And it's been a journey. A wonderful journey.
This is not the Oscars, mate.
I would like to thank my whole entire planet. No, but seriously, those are real sales. Like, that's not 30,000 people, but 30,000 books, and genuinely very appreciative of that. And there's about 6,000 ratings across all the books and services, and there's averaging something like 4.5 stars, I think, across all of them. So that's very nice.
Put it into context. You think how many authors who go out their way and they to get a deal with a traditional publisher, Penguin, Random House, all those guys.
Yes.
And they never sell. They never hit 4 figures.
No. Yeah.
Let alone 5.
That's
so
the myth of the traditional publishing route. I think that might be a different topic for another day. But
I'm sure it will be.
We are. I think we're both very happy in the world that we have now, with Indie Pub
But to sell 30,000 books, I mean, considering as well, and I think this is, I don't wish to blow wind up your ass, but the fact that you've done this while holding down a full-time job.
Yes.
And actually, knowing that what a tightwad you are, that I'm fairly sure you've spent fuck all on marketing.
Very little. I have been doing a little bit more this year, but
negligible amounts.
I try not to spend money on marketing, especially. I won't give Zuckerberg a penny because bastards.
You're back again. So when you actually factor all that in, to sell 30,000 of anything
it's not bad, is it?
When you consider that thing did not exist. Exactly. You created that thing. It's not as like you went and sold 30,000. You went and bought 30,000 teapots.
Yeah,
and then you sold those 30,000 teapots. You actually made the teapots.
That's it. Yeah, with my own blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah. Well, I think that is very worthy of a happy moment.
So
happy ending.
I was quite chuffed, and here's to another 100,000 on top. So thank you to everyone who's bought my books, and if you haven't, what are you doing? Go out there.
Yeah, make it 30,001.
Absolutely, indeed. And books make great Christmas presents. Just saying. Just putting that out there.
You're running out of time. How far off Christmas are we? 15 days? 16 days?
Something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
That's enough for Santa Amazon to get their finger out.
Get on Amazon. Adam Eccles, Keith A. Pearson. Buy those books.
Absolutely. Get in there. All right. That's us, I reckon.
That's us raged out for the week.
Yeah. Where are we? So we are on middleraged.co, or no, is it? What is it?
You don't know, do you? Middlerage.uk.
.uk, yeah, it's not. Yeah, middlerage.uk. And you should go to our Buy Me a Coffee if you enjoy this. Endless wittering, and you can donate, and that doesn't give us vast amounts of cash, but it helps to offset the horrific expense of hosting and running all this.
And we should say, actually, I don't know if we mentioned that Denise did indeed buy us coffee in the last... did we mention it? We don't know. We can't remember. And we didn't have time to check. But thank you very much, Denise. And I dare say she's now going to be asking for a refund.
Well, if you'd read the terms and conditions, there's no refund. Sorry. But you can vent your anger at us through email or through Twitter and Facebook if you want to. We may or may not read it.
And on that note, I guess we will be producing one before Christmas. We don't know.
Maybe. See how it goes.
What we'll say, though, because getting in the spirit of things, is merry raging.
Merry raging indeed. All right. See you later.